Welcome to the Stars in the Making with the mission to inspire and frame the future. The star is the digital influencer Ethan, born and raised in Michigan, weighed over 200 pounds by the age of 9. For 25 years, he battled pain, judgment, and impossible odds. He built a successful streaming career from nothing, and he lost it all. In 2021, at 600 pounds, he nearly died from COVID, 11 days on a ventilator, nerve damage, no hope. But against all odds, he survived and come back stronger with a purpose. Now he's inspiring millions through fitness, faith, and relentless grit. If you are breathing, you are not done yet. Your past does not define you, your fight does. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the star, Ethan. Hey guys, welcome to the Stars in the Making with the mission to inspire and frame the future. Yes, as you guys heard, the intro was pretty awesome. I love it, as always. So Ethan is right here. He faced death. He overcame odds. So please, if you went through some hard patch, you definitely need to pay attention that there is always a light at the bottom of the tunnel. With that being said, let's welcome the star. Ethan, how are you, man?
I'm doing good, man.
Awesome, awesome. Man, thank you so much for being here in the Stars in the Making. Forgive us your precious time. Thank you again for being the Stars in the Making.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here, man.
Please introduce yourself and let's go from there.
Yeah, man. So my name's Ethan. I used to be a full-time Twitch partner back in 2021, and then my life kind of took a few turns, which we'll get into. But now I'm on a very wild weight loss journey. I started at 660 pounds, and as of right now, I'm down to 493 pounds. So I've lost almost 170 pounds over the past few years.
Wow. Man, that's so amazing. So amazing. You've been making so much moves, so much change in a couple, how many weeks again? Just few weeks. Everything changed.
So at the beginning of this year, I had gotten all the way back up to 624 pounds. And since then, I've lost 131 pounds. But then 8 weeks ago, I decided to start making videos on social media, and it went nuts.
Wow.
Like over 100 million video views, over 500,000 new followers across socials. And now I'm in a position where I can better myself, inspire other people, and make a living doing what I thrive in.
Damn, that's amazing, man. Before we even go unpack everything, your story, man, we do have a segment, icebreaker question. Let's
All right.
go for it. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. What is the advice that you would like to give to your 9-year-old self?
I would say keep trying to grow closer to God and don't eat as much food.
That's awesome.
That's about it.
Well, do you want to unpack a little bit? That's so funny.
Yeah, man. So I grew up an only child, so I was always pretty lonely. Like I had a couple close friends at church, but you only see them once a week. So I ended up, my dad worked a lot, my mom was moving around a lot, so I ended up being alone a lot.
Mhm.
And I didn't have a bad childhood. Like I don't have any, like obviously other than eating a bunch, I don't have any regrets. Like I remember my childhood fondly, but through that, just being alone, I think it was a degree of boredom that the food thing came from. Like obviously I had some sort of binge eating disorder when I
Right.
was younger, or I wouldn't be as big as I was.
Mm.
But when you're sitting there alone every day and there's just food around, like I was never really, it never really nailed into my brain like the portion control and stuff.
Right.
Like I didn't know about calories as a kid, dude. I didn't care about calories. Yeah, I was just living.
Yeah.
So I think it was that combination of just being alone and enjoying food so much that really hurt me in terms of the weight gain. So,
Mm. Wow, that's interesting. So there is any particular time that you remember age that started in particular, like
oh, I think it's been
eating in
my whole life
your whole
for
life?
sure. Yeah, I was 200 pounds by the age of 9.
Oh,
So
wow.
I've been big my entire life.
Wow. 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 That's interesting. And what is the flipping moment when you
Well, there were a few, like actually when I was 10 years old, my mom started getting rid of all the nasty food and we started eating all organic and our grocery bill doubled, you know.
Mhm. Yeah.
But no, man, like I think it was just for a while it was the portions thing, and then when I got older and I was graduating high school, I tried several times to go on the weight loss journey, I
Mhm.
did keto, fasting,
Yeah.
cleanses, you name it, dude. I've tried it. Like it's ridiculous. And it didn't really click until recently that weight loss really is, and I always thought people who said this were morons, right? But weight
Yeah.
loss really is just calories in, calories out.
Mm. So
That's all it is.
let me ask you before we you can go into that. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So you were starting like working out, getting into diet, and you keep giving up, or that
I
didn't
never
work?
did any physical stuff.
Oh.
So actually in 2020, I started taking my weight loss seriously and I got down from 660 at my heaviest in January of 2020. I
Hmm.
got down to about 570, but in between then and now, I actually lost 100 pounds and gained it back 3 separate times.
Wow. You gain it back.
3 times. So I was down to around 530 3 separate times in the last 4 years.
You
And
get,
I gained it all back every time.
oh my God. Is that you gave up? What is the gap in there? You gave up in the diet or?
It's literally, and this was a pretty steady pattern in my life. Every single time I made progress,
Mhm.
something in my life happened and something bad happened, and I did not have the mental capacity to overcome that thing without backsliding.
I see. I see. And in that, what is a little or advice that you would change or someone may be going through the same pattern would you
Well, it it's a mental decision. That's
what
all
do
it
you
comes
about
down
that?
to. You have to make the decision not to go back. And a lot of people, including myself, had convinced themselves that they made that decision,
Right.
but they didn't actually make it. I didn't actually make that decision until January of this year. And I was convinced that I made that decision 4 or 5 years ago.
Hmm. That's deep. That's deep. That's deep, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is one thing about your story, man, that really touched me so much. So you went through a lot. Talk to me about the COVID thing. You you
Yeah.
you faced death, literally.
Oh,
So
yeah, man. So
reading
in
your story,
2021,
yes, you faced death. Into reading your story, that really touched me a lot. And I think, COVID is something that really, really took a lot of people, and you also faced that. So unpack that a little bit.
yeah, man. So in 2021, I had built up the streaming business pretty dang good. Like I was making more money than I ever had in my life. I streamed on a site called Twitch, and I had over 1,000 people watching every stream, which for that site is ridiculous. That's like a really big number for most people.
Yeah.
Um,
Wow.
and I had actually started doing keto, and I was experiencing professional success and success in the weight loss for the first time in years. And then as soon as everything started going good, I got hospitalized for 61 days. So I literally went from thriving more than I ever had in my life to disappearing off the face of the planet for 2 months.
Just to unpack that again, going back, when did you really started the Twitch thing, the gaming?
So I actually quit my job in October of 2018. because I was working retail, I was miserable, I was in college for like computer science, you know, and the computer science stuff like this is what I always tell people. I feel like God literally gave me the mind that's capable of pretty much doing whatever I want to in life, but he gave me passions for stuff that you can't go to school for. I think that God gave me a mind that's pretty much capable of becoming anything I want to, but he gave me passions for stuff that you can't really go to school for.
Wow. And unpack that, please. I think there is many people need to hear that.
So in 2018 I dropped out of my job. I dropped out of college and quit my job because I was just so bored, man. I was in computer science and I was at the point in college where I was actually so bored that I was 4.0ing all of my computer science classes and I was so checked out of everything else. I think I literally failed a Microsoft Office class
So that's
just 'cause I was going for like the
yeah.
bare minimum passing grade, and I was just so checked out, man.
And that's not what you wanted to do. Is that correct?
No,
Like your parents
no,
wanted
I
you
was doing that.
to do that or
Yeah, I was doing that purely for money.
purely for money?
Yep.
Is a motivation come from your parents or from somebody else, like family member or
No, I was always just very competent with tech. Like I've built all my friends' computers. I built my own computer. I went to computer science class in high school and really enjoyed it because I was able to do computer stuff for my high school credits. But
yeah,
once it became so, I was just like, oh, I can do this and make a crap ton of money, you know, because computer science is a no-brainer. If you're a competent person
you
with
can
a
make it.
4-year degree, you can make $250,000 a year.
Yeah. And it's like, so why did you quit that?
Well, like I said, man, I was getting so bored. And I really, after high school and just kind of moving on in the world, I got to a point where I would literally rather not work if I wasn't working for myself.
Hmm.
And I don't know what built up to that point, but I
Yeah.
got to that breaking point with work and school where I was like, okay, you know what? This is ridiculous. I don't enjoy this. And I was kind of over it, you know?
Mm, I see. Wow. That's really interesting, man. And one thing that I also wanted to go through, man, your story. What really reshaped your purpose from what you're doing now? It seems like now you are doing really well and what you love. What is reshape your purpose coming from near death to up to now?
Yeah, so after dropping out in 2018, in 2019, actually rented an office in my local town and went all in on content creation. I started making videos, I started streaming, and it was that period between June of 2019 and April of 2021 where I literally spent 60 to 70 hours a week at that office. Like I had zero life outside of it. I was all in on it, and I put so much work into building that losing it hurt that much more.
Yeah. So you had no other option, all in into that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. That's really brutal. And there is something that you said, there is a point that you want to go on again, or I can go on.
No, you can go on, man.
Yeah.
That kind of connected the dots between like the college and the streaming stuff.
Awesome. And there is something that I read about your story that really also caught my attention, where you were talking about there is a misunderstanding about your followers. You know, they were saying things like, I don't know, like maybe about, some comments about, your weight instead of focusing on what you were creating, your content creation and something that didn't really resonate with you. Can you unpack that a little bit? But I think it's very important for people to understand those things.
Yeah, man. So that was my biggest frustration with the gaming space. Like the community's awful.
Mm.
Like I had a very supportive community in general, I think, from like the people who actually cared. But the gaming community in as a whole is really disgusting. It's like it's ridiculous, man.
Right.
Like I think literally one of the reasons I blew up online was just because of the sheer amount of comments about my weight that were being left on my videos.
Wow. That's
And I don't really care. Like
yeah,
I've never respected or taken heed of anything that anyone says that I don't respect.
yeah.
That's my mindset. So I have no reason to take heed of any of these comments. What frustrates me is that it's literally more prevalent than people actually responding to what I was creating.
That's right. Mm. And if you had to say something to one of those people, those trolls, what would be a piece of advice or just a comment?
Well, I don't want to say anything to them.
Yeah, because
Like,
I
because
truly believe.
think about how miserable your life has to be for you to spend your free time like talking shit to a random fat guy online who's just trying to make people laugh.
Trolling someone. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know, man. I think they just need to read the Bible and get their shit together.
Oh man, I love your I just love how you see life. You are a pretty funny guy and you have that thing you really don't care. You live your life pretty good. That's one thing that really
Yeah.
got my
Yeah.
attention as well. As soon as I come across your page and how you are, you talk about you, and there is people, tons of people out there that if they don't have that, what you have, which is a gift. I truly believe is a gift. Where did you take that from? Like you don't care how people or if they judging you or whatever, you doing you. We can see that.
So I was really gifted with my height. I was really gifted with my height in my mind growing up because I went to a private Christian school for elementary, so I didn't deal with a lot of bullying. But even when I did get to public school, between my height and my intelligence, I didn't get picked on a lot. Because even though I was like a really big fat kid, I was also a smart kid. And I was also always been kind of like the loud guy who doesn't give a crap what people think. And I think that thick skin
Mhm.
is necessary for what I do for sure. Because I think 99% of people in my position wouldn't be as open or brutally honest about something or even capable of sharing the journey in the way I have been.
That's right. That's right. And for those people that feel shy, don't want to do anything, what would be your take? I mean, they're shy, maybe they have an idea or something to tell.
Oh,
They don't want to take themselves out there.
I've got a really controversial take on this. Okay. Not everybody needs to share their life. If you don't have the mental capacity to be online and have your life online, don't do it. It's not that complicated. And if you really want to do it, build that mental capacity.
To
Because
take
if you're like a super fat person who wants to share their journey, or if you're insecure about something and you want to share your journey and you don't have the mental capacity to deal with what is entailed by putting yourself on the internet, do not put yourself on the internet.
That's so, so true. Man, talking about this is true. Most people, they wanna be on internet and they don't have, as you said, the mental capacity to
Yeah.
take whatever thing or crap they throw at them. You have to be ready
Yeah,
for it.
because you're only going to be hurting yourself
That's
if you
true.
don't have the mental strength to go through what is just by default going to happen by putting yourself online. You are literally going to be subjecting yourself to an amount of pressure that you can't take, and then it's going to lead to you sliding back or not progressing in whatever you're trying to do.
Yeah, more depression.
Yep.
Yeah, man, that's so cool. I get that.
And I know that's a hot take because you should be like,
It is
"Oh,
a hot
believe
take.
it.
I have so
Just
much. And
just
I,
believe in yourself and trust God and do it." And like that's fine.
yeah,
Read the Bible, grow closer to God, make
yeah,
progress on your journey, but you don't need to share it. If God's calling you to share it and you
yeah.
seek Him, He'll give you the strength you need to do that online. But in the end of the day, your life is more important than putting your journey at risk just because you want to share it.
That's right. That's right. So, so true. And one thing about your story and about you, man. It's so, I mean, in a way, it's very exciting. You are a motivational individual. And what is one thing that, one piece of advice of resilience that you wish everybody knew?
Do not take heed of the opinions and comments from people that you don't respect. If you don't respect them, why the hell should you care what they have to think or say about you?
Wow, that's deep. That's really deep, man. That's deep.
Because one, that's it. That's all
Yeah,
you need.
that's
Because who
right.
cares what all these freaking who cares what all these TikTok nutritionists are saying, bro?
Yeah.
Ethan, you're eating too much protein. Ethan, that's too many calories. I have lost 131 pounds in 6 months. I do not care if you have a PhD. I don't care if you're the oh, you're in school for nutrition. I don't care. I'm confident in my process. I'm confident in the people that I'm working with, and I have no reason to take heed of what these people are telling me that I'm doing wrong because obviously I'm doing something right.
That's right. That's right. Uh, Ethan, this is amazing. This is amazing, man. I love this so much. Now,
Yeah.
let's go about to Jocko Fuel. Man, you just had a contract very soon. I watched that. Talk to us about it. I really love it.
Yeah.
Mhm. You were talking
Oh, I
to
got
them.
so blessed,
I
man.
love that video,
So,
man. Talk about it.
yeah, so when I first started making videos within about a couple weeks on Instagram, I was about 15,000 followers. And I literally sent a DM to Jocko Fuel and I'm like, listen, guys, I have been using your products to lose weight for nearly 4 years. If we work together, I promise you, you will make money. That is what I said in a DM like 5 or 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
They never responded to that. I don't know if they saw it. And then a week later, I made a video asking my followers to tag them in a post.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, if you see this, tag Jocko Willink and Jocko Fuel in this post. And I think that I can have a really mutually beneficial partnership with them.
And then boom,
And
suddenly,
they actually liked that video, but never responded.
wow.
So then I made another video 3 days later using one of their products and I tagged them in it. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Maddie messages me, who's like my contact at Jocko. She messages me from the Jocko account and says, hey, let's get into a call and talk about a partnership.
Love that. Love that.
And it's so much deeper than that, too, because once I got into the call, I'm excited. I'm like, oh my God, I won't have to spend all this money on supplements and protein, and I'll have an affiliate link, and this is going to be so cool. And then when I got in the call, the Jocko team was like, Ethan, we want to help you. And they were literally more invested in me than I was invested into them.
Wow. How amazing is that?
And they even talked about values, man. And I had only known about Jocko Fuel because of the product, right? Because it's a clean source of protein, no artificial bullshit.
How,
And
that's
but
right.
when I started talking to them, they were talking to me about their company's values and how they literally have like this thing that's all about discipline equals freedom. And they talk about self-discipline, they talk about hard work and no excuses, and I'm like, holy crap, this is like literally what I have to tell myself to move forward.
Yeah.
So not only did it end up being just a great product, but the actual values aligned with mine incredibly well.
That's
So I went into the meeting expecting, oh, I'm gonna have some free Jocko stuff and I'll have a discount code. And they were like, Ethan, we want to pay you.
People at Jocko Fuel. So I'm stoked that you're going to represent.
Sounds good. It was nice meeting you, sir.
Great to meet you too, man. Keep getting after it. And that's a wrap. Ethan, on the path. I think it's
And we want to help you. So now I'm being paid by them monthly to promote their stuff.
how
I
amazing is
have the
that?
commissions with the affiliate link,
Yeah.
and they literally introduced me to a guy from Philly. His name is Joey Zatmary. He is a national champion strongman who is
Oh,
6'2". He just had a new child, and he loves all the nerdy video game shit that I do.
Wow.
And he is now my personal coach and trainer.
Wow, we're definitely going to highlight.
So they so they literally found someone in their network who was essentially living the life that I aspire to live. And now he is my personal fitness coach and he's leading me through all of the gym stuff on this journey.
Wow, that's amazing, man. That's amazing.
And that's like, I can't say a lot, but that's like the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the Jocko stuff, dude. So I went in there expecting an affiliate link and some free stuff, and they ended up paying me and they want to help me document the journey. And they introduced me to Joey, and just a whole lot more is coming out of it, man, more than I ever would have imagined.
Man, that's so cool. And I was watching a video uh when you were down to a 400 pound, I would say. I think that I saw a video you scaling on a scale.
Down into the 400s.
That's right, into the 400s.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you were talking about, how your journey's been really, really hard and fruitful. Talk a little bit about how many times do you train like a day or a week? What is your journey?
So I do strength training 3 times a week. I have a step goal every single day. And then this lately, I've been doing the pool a lot more.
Mm, and what about how about your diet? Like, yeah, how is the
Yeah.
eat?
So the nutrition, I would argue, is just as, if not more important for the weight loss side of things.
Yeah.
So I was doing 2,000 calories a day with 175 grams of protein, but apparently that, and this is going to sound crazy to a lot of your viewers, but that was so much of a deficit that I was slowing down my metabolism. Because apparently, as a 6'5", 500-pound guy, you burn like 5,000 calories a day. So I was doing 2,000 calories a day with 175 grams of protein, but apparently for my weight, that was putting me in such a large deficit that it was slowing down my metabolism. So my nutritionist, his name is Kevin Libby. He owns a company called PH2 Nutrition in California, and he does some crazy stuff for like actors and big Hollywood hotshots and stuff. But he basically has me, since with all the strength training I'm doing, he has me eating 250 grams of protein a day and going for 2,500 calories instead of 2,000.
Wow. That's huge. That's huge.
And the first week that I did that, I increased my caloric intake by 25%, and I was still down 4 pounds the next week.
And you've been doing that so you've been doing that every week.
Yeah.
That's interesting, man. And let's go back a little bit on your story. Man, you said after COVID, I want to go back to COVID. I want you to touch your story into that. You said after that, you went back to gaming. Is that correct?
Yeah, that was one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made.
Why is that?
So after the hospital, I literally, it was so weird, man, because while I was in the hospital, I didn't know if I was going to live. It was ridiculous. And then when I got out of the hospital, my mindset shifted from, oh my God, am I going to survive this, to, God, why did you keep me alive? Like I can't even describe it. I was such a bitter and angry person because I spent all that time, like I said, 60 to 70 hours a week at that office for years,
Yeah.
building up that streaming business, and I was losing weight and I was making money and I felt happy for
Yeah.
the first time in my adult life, and then it all just came crumbling down from circumstances that I felt at the time were completely out of my control.
And you said your personality all of a sudden changed to something you weren't.
Oh yeah.
Hmm. And
Well, I went from being the happy guy who was making a lot of money and losing weight and making people laugh to 95% of that audience leaving because they were used to me being live 10 hours a day, and then I just disappeared off the face of the planet for 2 months.
that's right. And then from that, you felt like after you losing all those followers, you felt like your life is crumbling.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, you got to realize my right. I have so much residual health stuff from the hospital. I won't get too far into that, but
Yeah, yeah.
my body was really messed up. My audience was a lot of them were gone, and then the people who were left weren't watching the same person. Like I wasn't the same person I was from before the hospital. I was bitter and angry and depressed. I was wearing myself so thin that I was literally falling asleep on stream.
And tell me about the story. What was the transition between you talk about in your story? I see you talking about the transition between your audience, what you were doing, to the fitness community. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's
What is the
insane, man.
difference?
The gaming community, like I don't want to say as a whole because there were some good people in it, but the gaming community treated me like crap. Like I said, the majority of the comments on a lot of my gaming content were all just hateful slash weight related. Um, and then the fitness community has been like the complete opposite, like even to a larger margin. Like you will struggle to find a negative comment now. It's like 90% positive.
Wow. That's so interesting. That was so rapid. And now, when is really your life changed? You said you really had a flipped. Everything changed so fast. The following
Yeah.
and everything, your accounts, everything started growing. How many views you got in the last 3, 4 weeks back?
Yeah, I mean, I think the last 30 days has been close to 90 million across everything. I think I've gotten at this point, I'm thinking or hoping over 100 million so far in like the past 8 weeks since I started.
Wow. It's been so fast, man. I can see your life is
Yeah.
going pretty fast. Your posts and everything. It's so amazing. And Ethan, for everything that you are going through, or maybe everything that you went through to this point now, for someone who is struggling, what would be your advice? Who doesn't
Ooh.
see the light at the bottom of the tunnel?
I mean, for years, I never saw the light at the end of the tunnel. And even with how far I've come and the support system I have now, and I made a video about this last night, everything in my life on paper is lining up better than I thought it could. But I'm still mentally struggling a little bit. So because even with how far I've come, I have so far to go. Like I feel like most people who are my weight even now have given up. So it's really, man, like I know it sounds harsh, but you really just have to make the decision that you want to live a better life. Because, like I said, most people that are on the weight loss journey, they've convinced themselves that they made that decision, but they haven't actually made that decision. Because there's a big difference between
Yeah.
thinking it and doing it.
That's so true. You nailed it. You nailed it right there. And one thing that I really see about you, man, you are very big. Of course, we already talking about this. You are a big believer. You believe in God so much. You mentioned that many times in your videos. And I think that's make, so am I. That makes a huge difference. And talk to me more about that.
Yeah, man. So I don't think I've ever really struggled with my faith. Like I have such a strong foundation that like I've never doubted like when it comes down to the core of Christianity, right? I've never doubted for a second in my entire life that Jesus died on the cross for my sins. That being said, after the hospital, I was very frustrated because I literally, until this year, I had no idea why God kept me alive. Because the content creation stuff was all I ever wanted to do. The streaming and everything that I was doing before the hospital took it all away was everything that I had ever basically dreamed of. And then for that to get taken away, initially I thought that was God telling me that I shouldn't be doing this, but as we find out now, I was just not in the right space.
Right. Wow, that's huge. That's really huge. Man, I appreciate you. being here in the Stars in the Making, sharing all these points about your life. You amazing. You inspiring millions out there. And I
Yeah.
really appreciate you for being here again. There is anything else that you wanted to before we go to the gate to our game, our rapid fire questions? Do you have something else to highlight into your life
Yeah,
or
man. I
giving me
do. I
advice,
do.
whatever the case may be?
So I talked a lot about today how you have to make that decision, right? And there was one switch that flipped in my head, and I have not looked back since that happened. In January, after going back over 600 pounds for like the third time this last 4 years, it clicked in my head that me failing this weight loss journey wouldn't just be me failing myself, but would also be denying my future wife and kid the ability to thrive. And I shit you not, man. As soon as that clicked in my head, I haven't really skipped a beat since. Like I've been pretty locked in. Like yeah, I've had a few high calorie days this year. Who cares? That's easy to compensate for. But
Right.
I literally like ever since that clicked in my head and I realized that the future of my wife and children are riding on this journey, as soon as that clicked in my head, I've been locked in.
Wow.
And I think that people that are on this journey, I know many, 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 many people are not going to be on one as extreme as I am, but you have to have that thing that you're doing it for. Because if you're not doing it for a reason, then why would you do it? You know?
That's deep.
And that's the really rough thing to message people when they're like, "Oh, my son is trying to lose weight and I need your help." And I'm like, "Listen, until he finds a reason to lose it, it's going to be hard to get him to do it at all."
Nobody can help you but you.
Yep.
And that's amazing. I love this.
And God, but
I... So, what is your weight for as right now?
so I started in January at 624 pounds and I weighed 493 as of Monday.
Whoa. And what is your goal? What is your goal on weight loss and future goals are right now?
As of right now, my main goal is to continue to grow the socials and reach under 300. Because at the end of the day, I am 6'5" and I'm built like a football player.
Yeah.
So I don't plan on going much lower than that. I know like the medical offices are crazy, man. They're like, oh, well, a 6'5" man should weigh 180 pounds. No, I would be literal skin and bones at 180 pounds. I'd probably look anorexic.
Yeah, that's true. That's so true.
So I also want to build as much muscle as I can on this journey.
Yeah.
And with Joey helping me, I don't think that'll be an issue. But with that amount of muscle, man, like that's gonna weigh a lot. So I don't, especially if I start getting into strongman and stuff near once the loose skin is cut off and everything. I don't think I'll ever be much lower than 280.
Yeah. That's actually reasonable. That's reasonable. Man, thank you so much for sharing your story. Again, there is one last part that I wanted to highlight. For you, any good advice for those that want to start being a content creator and whatnot? Uh, I think what is one advice? I think I asked this already, but please just try to get me. What is one piece of advice that I would give these people? Because your personality is pretty, it's awesome.
Yeah,
It's out there. And there is a lot of people, again, that are very shy, into themselves and things like that.
yeah,
We already talk about, you have to be ready mentally. And what is
yeah.
one piece of advice you would give to these people?
Well, I got a couple things, right? Like, number one, if you're shy and you really feel like God is putting that content creation itch on your heart, or even like, regardless of religion, if you feel like you want to get into content creation, you can do that without showing your face. There are infinite types of content you can create without
Right.
ever showing your face. You can even film stuff without showing your face. So that shouldn't be a barrier. Like if you're that shy and you don't want to show your face on the internet, I mean, if you get big enough, someone's gonna find it. But
Yeah,
you
there's too
don't
many
have to show your face.
Yeah, we're talking about faceless channels.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Definitely.
So, and then the other thing is, and this is a quote from a friend of mine. His name is Michael Smoke. He goes by Higher Up Wellness
Yeah.
on socials. He's one of my favorite creators in this entire industry, man. He says, "Stop trying to find a niche because you are the niche." Like if you are that confident that you want to go into creating and you think what you're doing is worth sharing, you should just be your own niche. Stop trying to fit into stuff. Stop researching, oh, what are the top hooks in this space and how can I make my videos go viral? If you have original, high quality content to create and share, just do it.
That should
Stop
be,
trying to research it. Stop overthinking it. Stop scripting, man. Like you can script some videos, but I'm telling you, man, people spend so much time. Oh, I'm going to script this, and they spend like 2 days making a reel when they have like no followers. Like, dude, you could have posted 4 or 5 reels over the span of 2 days. Like, I'm not saying for everyone to just do what I do and pull out your phone and yap what's on your mind, but really like making the posts and putting yourself out there, especially when you're starting out, is 10,000 times more important than structuring your content at the beginning.
that's right. That's so true.
Just post. It's not that hard. Just post. It doesn't like I post like 4 times a day. It's hard to go back even a month on my channel because of how many videos you have to scroll through. And I'm not saying to prioritize quantity over quality, but at the end of the day, that is what helps small channels get off the ground.
That's right, because quality can come later. Don't what are you saying?
Yeah.
Means don't worry so much about quality when you are starting out. Otherwise, you're just gonna get frustrated. Most people
Yeah.
they are so much into perfection in the beginning, and then they get to a point that when there is no views, no likes, they get frustrated rather than just
And their workflow at that early is so inefficient that it takes them an entire day to make a short form post. And then if you have no followers, that post could get 10 to 100 views.
That's right.
And then you just spend a whole day on next to no views and then you feel like shit. But if you just focused on making it and providing value in your content, then it will get more views and then you will start to grow. And as you grow, that workflow will become more efficient and then you can increase the quality without wasting your time.
That's right. Damn, man. Ethan, thank you so much again for this
Yeah.
amazing podcast, amazing episode. And I truly believe that this will stay here on YouTube and all socials forever. You have no idea how many people you are helping. Man, again, we really appreciate that here in the Stars in the Making, being with you.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, man. I think I think it was a really good chat.
Yes. All right. So we're going to go to our 6 questions. Are you ready for it? This is our rapid fire game. Let's bounce for it. All right.
Let's do it.
We are back, guys. Our fire rapid questions. I hope you guys enjoy it. Ethan, you really have to respond. You got to be quick. Don't think too much. If you need to pass, let me know. But I would love you to really reply to these questions. All right?
Okay.
All right, let's go for it. Number 1, what's your go-to mindset when facing challenges?
Focusing on the end goal.
One word that describes your spirit.
Passionate.
What's the biggest lesson you have learned this year?
Motivation does not mean anything without self-discipline.
Love that. If you could have any superpower just for a day, what would it be and how would you use it to avoid responsibilities? Think
Oh
about it.
man.
This is the one that I'm gonna have to give you more seconds to think about. And
I think
you were
like
very funny.
a super metabolism, bro.
So,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So you can just like go at it and work out and eat as much as you want for a day and just like feel like a god, dude. You know
Eating
what I
as
mean?
much as you want.
Just not getting tired, being able to eat as much as you want for a day and just moving around. I think that would be incredible, man.
I love that. Love it. And that's pretty funny. Anyways, let's go to the fifth. What's your favorite quote or Bible verse that keeps you grounded? And this is something that you have to go edit. I know you're a big believer. So am
No,
I.
I know exactly. So, man,
Let's
so
go.
I use the new King James version because I think I like King James version, but people don't respond well to the thee, thou, shall, whatever. So, Luke 9:25 in the New King James version says, "For what is it to a man if he gains the entire world and him himself is destroyed or lost?" I think that is the most relevant verse in the Bible for celebrities, influencers, anyone that's carrying the burden of a large audience on their shoulders. Because at the end of the day, if you gain the entire world but you lose your connection to God, your life is meaningless.
I love this. I love this, man. Let's go back to the last one. What's your next big dream or goal?
Well, my main motivation is to meet my future wife and start a family. But my next dream and my goal is to become a media personality. I thrive on camera. I love this crap. I love being on camera. I love talking on camera. So,
and Ethan, and you are that. You are that. Like your personality and everything. Man, you are already a media personality.
yeah, and I want to do it like I don't want to go back to streaming, man, but I want to be that guy that's on stage with the mic at events, even in an entertaining way, not necessarily in a motivational way, because I think my content does that.
Yes.
But I want to be that guy that entertains people. I don't know whether it'll be comedy, even hosting, stuff like that. Like, I love and absolutely thrive in front of an audience. You will never see me more in my element than when I am in front of someone on camera with a microphone.
Yeah, man, we can see that just from your content. You tell that you are that. But I believe that if you're a comedian, you would definitely kill it because you have the personality. And
that's the thing, man. I feel like I have the delivery, but I don't have that creative writing brain. I have a hard time like sitting down and writing jokes. But once I learn a joke, I can just snap it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's right.
I do. I'm really much better at the conversational comedy because my brain is really quick thinking, so I can make like jabs at stuff or make a quip about something. But I have a lot harder time. Yeah, I have a lot harder time like structuring and then performing. I thrive in a live environment. I'm trying to do both.
Any tip on articulating your thoughts? Because I see you articulate your thoughts pretty well, and you are a very fast thinking individual. Any tips on that on someone who is starting off to be this outgoing?
I don't think that matters as much. I think you need to articulate your speech more than your thoughts. Who cares about thoughts, man? I have a million thoughts a day. I have a very, very, very fast moving brain.
Articulating your speech. That's a good one right there.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
I was doing content creation. I would literally do tongue twisters for 10 minutes before my stream so that I was speaking articulately. I literally practice inflection because if you listen to any of my content, even if you listen to the way I'm speaking right now, everything I say it in a way that's purposeful. You will never find me, unless I'm like super sad or something, you'll never find me in a monotone way like this where everything's coming out at the same wavelength. I will always articulate my thoughts.
Yeah.
I will speak in a very intentional way. And I use my hands a lot without even thinking about it.
It's amazing.
That's just how I am, man. And I think that's a huge part for content creation in particular. If you're that guy that just does a voiceover like this and you don't change the tone of your voice, that it's not necessarily a bad thing, but the way you articulate your speech matters 1,000 times more than how good it sounds.
Yeah. And especially nowadays, the world we live in, bro. Like when you are like talking and you feel like people see you like you're dead or something is going on, I mean, nobody's gonna watch that. There is so much
Yeah.
that the attention span is very short that it's really hard to get people attention. The first 5 seconds, you
Yeah.
have to be on point. You gotta
And the
protect that.
creators who have large audiences that talk like that, if they made that switch up, their audience would get even larger.
That's right. That's right. Very, very true. Oh man. Thank you so much again for being in the Stars in the Making. You are amazing. Thank you again.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ricardo. I had a really good time, man.
I hope you guys love the episode. Please, this is his social media. Socials are right here. We're gonna put it here. Follow him, follow his socials, TikTok, Instagram, whatever. Yeah. So if you are that individual who is going through a hard patch, please take some inspiration from Ethan. This is an amazing story, and we cannot wait to see you guys on the next episode. Believe in yourself and keep striving. We out.